All right. Thanks everybody for joining. This is our second podcast, and as you can see, we have video, which is much better than just audio. How you doing, Joey?
Great. How are you doing, man?
Doing good. I think my video is probably a little choppy. We'll definitely get better as we move along. But yeah, it's Friday. It's time for our second podcast. For those of you who haven't watched the first one, we're going to be doing this for Day Job Hacks going forward. I'm Bill Dorey. This is Joey Babineau. I think everybody knows who we are at this point. So let's dig in. I want you to tell me exactly what I need to do to start making money online. Like, I'm brand new. I know how to use a computer, but that's it. What should I do? How do I start?
Well, it's funny because I'm actually just in the process of making a presentation here that I actually want to deliver probably next week or the week after. But it talks about, let's talk about a sample person, Sarah, we'll call her. Sarah wants to go camping, and she likes to, listen to music, and she really likes her Bluetooth speaker. But every time she goes out and uses her Bluetooth speaker, it just it doesn't last very long, and the battery dies. It's not very loud. It gets wet, and it's not great for camping. So Sarah is going to do what every other person on the planet does now, and they go to Google. She's going to go to Google, and she's going to search, best Bluetooth speaker for camping, or how do I find a Bluetooth speaker that works, a loudspeakers. And what I want to do as an affiliate is I want to get my message out to Sarah. I need to connect to Sarah so I can make money. And affiliates make money by connecting with people that want to buy stuff. Google is one of the best places to do that. So I'm going to create a website around, this Bluetooth speaker that I know is going to solve all of her problems. And so I've created my own, visual of what my customer profile is. I know this is all going to sound like gibberish to people that don't do affiliate marketing, but I'm going to build a little website about this Bluetooth speaker that's going to solve all of her problems. And I'm going to make sure that when she searches Google, she's going to see my website. And then I'm going to earn $30-$40 every time somebody buys that Bluetooth speaker. And this is done just by simply joining an affiliate network. So all of these things put together, basically, if somebody is starting out wanting to do this, I would start with a super simple approach like that. Think of a customer, what they need, find an affiliate product by going to an affiliate network, join that affiliate network, get your affiliate link, and create a little site about it, and then get it in front of Sarah or people like Sarah or whoever your target market is. Oh, I lost your sound, Bill.
There we go. Can you hear me now? Perfect. So I'm going to play complete noob here, and I'm going to ask, what's an affiliate network?
Right. So, affiliate network is a place that has a bunch of affiliate offers. For example, Amazon is an affiliate network as well. And not only do they sell a bunch of products, obviously, but you can actually join there as an affiliate so that you can get a link to any product on their network. And if you get somebody to click on that link and that person actually buys it. So, for example, let's talk about Sarah again. Let's say I want to be an affiliate for Amazon. I can find the best Bluetooth speaker out there. I can go get the affiliate link from Amazon if I've joined their affiliate program. I take that link and I get Sarah to click on that link. And if she buys the Bluetooth speaker, I'm going to earn a commission and Amazon is going to pay me. So the affiliate network in that case is Amazon, but there's really hundreds or thousands of networks online to join. For example, ClickBank. There is CJ.com, which is Commission Junction. There's CPA networks. If you just search Google, there's thousands of CPA networks out there, and many networks will accept anyone as long as you apply and show that you're a serious person about interested in the business. So hopefully that explains it.
So I would need I need a product to sell. Essentially, I need to find something to sell.
And you need to choose what you want to sell, and you can either sell something, or some places will actually pay you just for collecting a lead for them. So you don't even have to sell anything in those cases.
Okay, so if I'm starting from scratch and I don't know what I'm doing, I need to find an affiliate network. And you also mentioned that I need to kind of find a way to get Sarah to buy whatever product that is that I'm selling. Am I right?
That's correct.
Okay, so what would I do next? Let's say I found a great affiliate network. Let's say it's called Vault Media for fun. And I have a product I want to sell. I'm like, cool, I'm going to try to sell this. What would my next step be?
Well, I guess the first thing you need to do is you need to determine who you want to sell it to. So in this case, we know Sarah is kind of angry about the fact that her Bluetooth speaker is not working. She also really likes to camp. We've searched. What I would do is I would do a customer profile and kind of determine who you're talking to, so that you know what to say when you start creating your marketing message to these people. So you need to find all those points that. All those buying points. What would I mention in my page? I would mention, the fact that this Bluetooth speaker is a solar powered speaker, so it lasts a long time. You're not going to have any battery issues. It's waterproof. I'm doing a review here, so I'm going to do a review of this product and tell Sarah exactly why this is the one she needs, and then I'm going to give her, call to action. So get it now and all that stuff. So in order to do all that, you first need to understand who you're talking to. So do a little bit of market research. We talk about that a lot inside Powers Affiliate, using places like similarweb.com. You can get information about your target market. Go search magazine sites and see what all their topics are there, and look at the niches they're focusing on, and understand who your audience is. You can use Facebook, obviously, the audience insights. Check out who is interested in Bluetooth speakers, so that you know the type of person that you're dealing with. Then you create your website. So you need a hosting account, and to do that, you can use the one that we have at Powerhouse Affiliate, or you can go buy a hosting account at any place that you would buy a domain. For example, Namecheap.com or GoDaddy.com are both places you can get domains. Buy your domain, maybe relate it to not Bluetooth speakers, but something more general, in terms of maybe a camping website or an outdoors or a music website or electronic reviews, all that kind of stuff, so that you can not have to focus only on Bluetooth speakers in the future. You can use that site for anything. Once you build your site, then you're ready to get traffic.
Okay, so I found an affiliate network. I found let's say it's a drone. Okay, I found a drone product I want to sell. I've done some research and I figured out that, maybe guys between 20 and 30 seem to really like these drones, and maybe even some people that are like 55 plus because their grandkids like drones. So I've narrowed down my target audience. I know who wants to buy it. I figured out kind of how I want to pitch it to them and sell it to them, like you mentioned, with some good call to actions and things like that. Now, you mentioned a domain and a website. So I could buy a domain name at GoDaddy, or like you mentioned, Powerhouse, or wherever. But like, what would you recommend for a domain? Because I know you did mention that you don't want to have it should I put like cooldrones.com if it's available, or what would be your suggestion?
Yeah, I guess it all depends on what your goal is with this campaign. If you're only going to focus on drones and you want to have a site all about drones because you love drones so much and you want to focus on drones, then you should probably have the word drones in your domain name. If your goal from the start is to create a long-term authority evergreen niche website, you could probably do it around drones, because drones will be around for a long time. But if you maybe used the angle or a higher, you can use a main niche, which would be maybe photography, for example, because drones are used a lot in photography. You could focus on photography and talk about drones, or you could start with just drone reviews. It's up to you, I guess, in terms of what your goal is in the end game. Do you want to have an authority website around drones? Are you going to try and rank it, or are you just buying and arbitraging traffic? If you're just buying traffic to a sales page and you just want to milk it for as much as you can, then maybe just a domain about drones, and you're going to buy traffic and send all your traffic there and try and convert as many people into a drone buyer as possible before the drone craze is over.
Okay. So if I want to go long term, like you mentioned with photography, if I chose like a photography related domain to sell my drones for photography, I could probably sell something else with that domain as well. Like, I'm not really limited to drones. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, maybe eventually the drone market dries up and there's a new thing that comes out that photography users or people that are in photography really like, or at any time you can just maybe find another hot product from Amazon and put that as another post or another piece of content inside your overarching authority site that way.
Okay. So next question is now that I know I need a website, how do I make one? What would you
Right.
suggest for somebody that's new?
Yeah. So there's ways to go about it. I mean, it's not the same as it used to be where you had to know a bunch of coding and all that kind of stuff. A lot of people use plugins and software programs now that are super easy to use. For example, if you can buy a domain, then you have to know how to buy a domain, and it's not very hard. You just sign up to a place like Namecheap, put your name in, or you sign up Powerhouse Affiliate, and we have a form there where you fill in the name of the domain you want. It'll say whether it's available or not. If it is, then you say yes, I'll buy it. It's like $10 for the year, whatever, $15 maybe for the year. So you're going to get it recurring every year, $15, and you own this domain forever, right? As long as you want to own it. Once you have the domain, then there's a couple features in there where you can just have a one-click installation of WordPress, for example, which is one of the content management systems that we use, which is WordPress. It's free. It'll basically house all of your content for you online. So you click that, install it, name your site whatever you want. Say it's Bill's Photography, we'll say, just for fun. So billsphotography.com, you call that, and then you click the enter button, and then boom, your site is live. You've got WordPress installed. Now you can use plugins. We have specific video step-by-step training. I'm not going to go through it right now, obviously, on this podcast, but you basically, set up your plugins, and then you start adding content. We use a plugin called Optimize Press to build our landing page. I do anyway. I know you do, Bill, sometimes, but you're playing the newbie today, so I'm just going to pretend that you don't know what Optimize Press is. And it's a landing page builder that I use. It's a $97 one-time fee, and basically it's a plugin for WordPress. So I, again, install this plugin, and now I can start building and dragging and dropping stuff right directly into this plugin. And I have a landing page ready that talks about how great this drone is, and we can do it that way. So within, even for a newbie, if you're just starting out, really, if you follow the instructions that we have basically in all of our video training and in our forum, and if you ask questions, you can have a website all about drones set up within a week. This is just the like, you could have it set up today, really, if you want to spend all day doing it, but it's not like you have to know a bunch of coding anymore in this day and age. So it's more
I guess WordPress would be something that's a little more user friendly for somebody that's new versus getting into coding. So I have my offer, I have my audience, I have a domain, I have WordPress installed, I have my website built and ready to go. Where do I get traffic? What do I do?
Right. So there's really two approaches to this. There's the authority website approach, which is search engine optimization. This is a strategy. It's a long game plan. It's a long-term game plan, right? So for any guru or, out there that's trying to teach you that you're going to be, on the Google search results within, 24 hours or even within 30 days, you need to be really careful with those people, because they're not telling you the truth about search engine optimization. In order to get free traffic to your website, it's going to take a long time of real good content development, and you need to share that throughout the community, throughout social media communities like Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram, all those places. And you need to build a following, and eventually people will come to your website because they know that you have the best information about cameras or photography. It's a lot harder to build a big following around one specific product like a drone. That's why that approach, that's why I explained earlier why we would use a more broad niche where we can focus and talk about a whole bunch of different subject matter rather than just the single drone, so we can get people coming to our site where we can eventually sell them the drone. So that's approach number one, which is search engine optimization. Again, we talked a whole bunch about that, about how to build a long-term strategy, because this approach is actually really effective and a lot of people do it. And because it's a long-term game plan and you get free traffic, and eventually you have something that's really sellable, and you can sell these high-ranking websites for several $1,000s, like tens of thousands of dollars, really. Now, the other approach is the smash and grab approach, which we talked about last time, where you're going to set up a landing page and you're going to start buying traffic immediately to that landing page, making sure that you test different variables through your landing page. And you're buying traffic directly there with the one purpose of directly trying to sell that person a drone. So you're going to set up ads. I would start with Google or Facebook. I know people are always trying to tell you, different traffic sources out there that are, cheaper or whatever. But the cheaper the traffic is, the harder it is to make it convert. It's just the way it is. It's a no bullshit approach right there. Just don't believe the cheap traffic is good. You have to go for where your target market is, and everybody's on Google, and most people are on Facebook now too. So I would start with those. Now there's also email traffic and all that kind of stuff. But for the noob starting out looking to buy traffic, I would start with the free credit from Google. You get $100 if you sign up to Google Ads. Use that. Try some search ads. So target specific keywords related to what you're trying to sell. So in this case, you could have, I wouldn't just target drone. I would target like the best drone for photography or whatever it is, and target those keywords. Make sure your ad shows up at the top of the results or somewhere on that first page. Okay.
So, I mean, obviously there's a lot more to this, and we're just kind of simplifying it. I guess the next thing is like, if you were to pick one traffic source, what would you pick and why? For somebody that's new?
To tell, like, for newbies, I would say Google, because it's so easy to understand. Once you get into Facebook, you're getting into targeting people, and it requires more marketing experience, in my opinion. If you don't have a lot of marketing experience, you don't know how to find your target market easily, in terms of what their interests may be and all that stuff. Google is a good way to start, because you are focusing on the most obvious things, which is like, what would somebody search for if they wanted a drone, right? Not what else do they like in their life, right? It's really simple to think of what words somebody would use if they're going to search something on Google. So best drone, buy drones, drone reviews, what is the best drone for photography, cheapest drones, all that kind of stuff are really obvious things to target. So you can start there and just see that all of your clicks are working, and making sure that you're tracking properly to the CPA network or the affiliate network you're working with. See how many clicks you get before you get a conversion, what keywords are working, what aren't, that kind of stuff. So I would start there just to kind of get a sense of how traffic actually works and responds with your website. On that note, you would want to have some type of tracking on your website so you can see that in terms of what people are doing. So Google Analytics is free. Google Ads will give you $100 credit, like I said. So you get to try this for free for $100. You get to see what kind of clicks are, how much they cost, and look at your data inside Google Analytics if you set that up properly, which again is a plugin for WordPress. You simply install the plugin, sign up for Google Analytics. It's free. Put your Google Analytics code into your plugin, and away you go. Now you have a tracking system set up there to see what's going on.
Okay. So I guess what you were saying with Google and why it may be a little easier is when somebody types in a keyword or they're typing something into Google, you kind of already know their intent, what they want, especially if you could target like drones or, cool drones. They're already interested, versus like Facebook, you got to kind of find that audience that may like it. Like, you don't know what their intent is.
Right. And again, on Facebook as well, you're doing a more of an interruption marketing kind of style. So people aren't on Facebook to buy stuff. They're there to see what their friends and family are doing, and now you're interrupting them with a message. So it takes a little bit more skill and some micro commitments from those people first before you start to hammer them with the best drone ever, right? If people are going to Google and they're searching drone reviews, then they're already in the buyer's mentality, and they're going and they're looking for something that they need right now. So it's a little easier to convert those people if you have the right targeting, the right message for them. But this doesn't discount. I mean, I'm not saying Facebook isn't one of the best traffic sources out there as well, but for a newbie, I would focus on Google, and even more so, I would focus as well on Bing search, which is the kind of the competitor to Google, which is nowhere close to Google, but a little more lenient towards affiliates, where you can get more things approved and run and test with cheaper click costs. So even if your budget is a lot smaller and you don't want to spend on Google right now, you can even start with Bing. They also have a $50 ad credit, I believe, that you can get from there. So there's 2 search engine traffic networks that you can test right away as an affiliate, and start focusing on very specific keywords that people would use to buy something.
Okay. So if I really think about this from end to end, it doesn't cost anything to get into a CPA network, completely free once you're approved, right? So I can get access to a product to sell for nothing. Like you said, I think it's like what, $15 a year for a domain, roughly 9 to 15, right, depending on it. So that's going to cost me a little bit of money. I know hosting is going to cost some money one way or another. I don't think it's too much, depending, anywhere from $9 to $25 to $30 a month, depending on where you get it. So there's a little bit of cost there. Now WordPress is free. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't need optimized press. It's good to have because it makes it easier, but I've seen people make websites with, very little experience with WordPress. So by the sounds of everything, I could literally get started for under $100 and get $150 in free traffic.
Exactly. Yeah. All you really need to do is actually just start building this and doing it yourself. And if you have questions, you can always ask inside Powerhouse Affiliate too.
So why do you think people, like, if it's this easy, and it is, I mean, I'm not saying it's
you can ask on Facebook too. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, like, I know it is easy. I mean, we just listed it off what needs to be done. It's very cheap to get into it. There's probably a little more to it, but like, why do you think people still aren't actioning when all they have to do is buy a domain, buy some hosting, do some work, and you could even get in?
I think a lot of people are actioning, but they're failing. Most people don't realize that, like, most people, when they see this business model, they think, oh yeah, it sounds great. It's great in theory, right? But then you start sending traffic to a website, and you get no sales. And then immediately you feel, I don't know the word, that you feel discouraged or upset, or you panic maybe because you put all that work in and you got nothing out of it, right?
Defeated.
And then you quit. That's basically how it goes. For 99% of the people that try affiliate marketing, that's exactly what happens. Let's just be honest, right? 99% of the people that are watching this will actually maybe try and then will fail. And it's whether you try again or it's whether you just quit and try and find another shiny light that might work, So I guess it really comes down to your persistence and how much you want a new revenue stream, because the opportunity is there for everyone, really.
Now, would you say it's safe to say the failure rate of first-time affiliates is close to 100%?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So new people should expect to fail starting out. Like, if I'm starting today and I'm actioning everything you told me and I have it all working, what's the chances of me making money in my first campaign, realistically?
Well, I mean, 1%. Like, let's just say, it's almost like the same data. Like, for example, if I send 100 people to my website, only one of them will probably convert. Maybe, like, that's the most conservative number I can think of, is one out of 100 people are going to convert. It's just like I have campaigns that are running 10%, but that's because I've tested and optimized it so much that I'm getting 10% of the people now converting, because I'm targeting focus. But if you just go in and you just start targeting everything and trying to get traffic to your website and you get no conversions, that's normal. You need to really dig down deeper. And this is where you get into the advanced tracking and optimizations that a lot of the gurus won't ever teach, because they don't even know how to do it themselves. Right. So really, I mean, anybody can just do what we just did and talk about affiliate marketing for 30 minutes and tell you all the easy steps that you have to take. It's a theory. It's one of those things. But when you get down to it, you need to learn how to optimize, and you need to use tracking systems, and you need to set up a tracking system like BMob, for example. We talk about a lot because it's free, because we know a lot of the people that watch this stuff and listen have a small budget. They don't want to start out investing a lot of money into a business that they aren't sure is going to work. So a free tracking system like that gives you the data you need to see what's converting and what's not, what pages are working, and all that kind of stuff.
Right. No, exactly. So maybe one thing that a lot of people need to understand is when they're getting into this, they should expect to fail. They should probably expect for their first campaign to not work out. And I mean, if you think about it, a little bit of time, a couple dollars, I mean, you're getting free traffic. So maybe it wouldn't be a bad thing just to get in and blow that traffic. I'm not saying just turn up your budget to, $100 a click per bid or something, but just get in and get dirty, get your hands into it and kind of see what's what. And expect to take those losses early, so you can learn and eventually.
I think the goal here for most people starting out shouldn't be to come in, and your goal shouldn't be right away. At least your short-term goal should not be, I want to get rich overnight, or I want to get rich by next week, or if you're coming in here and you need this to work, or else you're going to be out of work for the rest of your whatever. If you're poor right now and you can't afford to take a chance at something new and you need this to work, then go out and get a job, okay? Do not try affiliate marketing right now. If you have a job and you want an extra side hustle, then affiliate marketing is probably the best opportunity for you because you can scale it and you can build something over time. But if it's something that you need right now, then you're just setting yourself up to be rushed, and you're going to start chasing things that aren't going to work for you.
Right. Totally agree. So yeah, maybe that's, and again, on the podcast, we wanted to kind of make it real and raw. We're not going to tell everybody it's easy and anybody can do it. And if you join Powerhouse, you'll make millions overnight. It's not the case. And
right. I think
anything like that's a bit of a lie, but yeah, go ahead.
I just had the thought. What I was trying to say there, I guess, was your goal shouldn't be to make money right away. Your goal, when you come into this first affiliate campaign or you start, it should be your first conversion. Okay. That's going to be a moment where you realize that this is awesome. Okay. Once you get your first conversion. And this happens to me every single time I test a new campaign, is as soon as I see that first conversion, I get this like feeling of like, I want to celebrate, because it's like, I built this thing. And then it's just like, and then once you get to second and third conversion, then you're really like, yes, this is going to work. Right. And that's the feeling you want to go for. But it takes 20 campaigns before you get that feeling. And once you get that, you're just like, yes, it was worth it.
Right.
And I'm sure you know what I mean.
I do. I remember the very first time, and it was something. I was actually using Amazon a little bit differently back then, but yeah, they had like an affiliate program, and I used to go into forums related to like audio, video stuff, TVs, electronics, and I'd take like an Amazon product and I'd post it in there and say, like, it's on sale this week, great deal, stuff like that, and I'd leave my affiliate link. And over time, yeah, sure, people would buy through my affiliate link, and like you'd have to sell a $2,000 TV to make any money, obviously, because I think it was like 1% to 2% back then, unless you got going, and then they kind of upped it. But yeah, it was like 1% or 2% initially. So I think the very first bit was around $20 or $30 I made in a month, and that was something. It was, you cross that barrier where you realize like, I've literally just done something digitally and created an income, and it really doesn't become real until you physically made your first buck. So.
Exactly. And then you actually see the check. Like I remember I started with ClickBank and started with Truth About Abs by Mike Gary. It was so funny. I started and made a website about, diet and stuff like that. And started, making content and finally getting some clicks, and even telling people like face to face, go to this website and buy this program, just trying to get that conversion to a point where I was getting couple conversions a day, which was great, and getting that check from ClickBank that just it was like seeing it in the mail, like go cash it, and like people are like, what like the bank tellers like, what do you do, like what is this, like, is this a trustable check? It's like, oh yeah, it's good to go, let's go.
I remember doing that for AdSense, bringing my AdSense check into the bank, and they kind of looked at me stupid. They're like, I don't know if I can cash this. I'm just like, well, I hope you can.
Yeah, it's awesome. I remember I started too also on Amazon, and that was the one thing I didn't like about Amazon is the commission structure was just not rewarding enough. So there's a lot of CPA networks out there now that you can find pretty much any product. Again, like a lot of CPA networks are moving to white hat offers, like drones, for example, like you just talked about. Last year it was the fidget spinner or whatever it was, and there's all these products out there available now that you're getting like $30 to $40 commission, sometimes even higher, just to sell a $60 product. So it's a lot easier that way to earn money. In terms of if you were to try and sell a $60 product on Amazon, I don't even know what you would earn today. Like, is it 10% or what? Like $6?
I don't
Who knows?
know. It's not a lot.
I don't even know because I haven't been there in so long. But yeah, if you go to CPA networks, a lot of these offers are built to make their money in the back end. So they're built to earn more money for the person that owns the offer once you get them the sale on the front end. So they pay you more, and it seems to work out both ways that way.
Yeah, well, once they pay you, they have the customer, and they can sell to them forever if they want to.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think I know what I need to do though as a noob to start affiliate marketing. Anybody listening to this, if that's not a bit of a guideline to get started, I don't know what is. And I'm sure there's a million questions you'll have, but that's what we're here for within the Powerhouse community. So I hope somebody that's listening, if you've been just struggling on, I don't know what to do next, I think that was a pretty easy blueprint. CPA network, audience, domain, website, WordPress, and some traffic, free traffic from Google and Bing.
Yeah. And, tracking, make sure you have some tracking in place so that you can actually see your traffic working and you'll be able to make changes and try again. You won't be able to learn anything if you don't have tracking. Right,
because you won't even know where your sales are coming from. You don't know if you target 100 keywords and a sale comes through, well, which one of them caused the sale? If you don't know, you're wasting your time. But yeah.
Exactly.
Cool. Well, I think we're about 30 minutes in. Might as well call it a day. Good week.
And we'll be back next week, of course.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a special guest next week. I'm not going to say who, but I think everybody will be entertained, to say the least. So, yeah, good to go.
All right. Thanks, Bill.
No problem, man. Cheers.
See you later.